Hi, I'm Dan Weedin. Welcome to this Groundhog's Day edition of Weedin Unleashed. As you can see, Captain Jack has a new space here. He kind of wanted to join us, so you're getting to watch him in all his glory. He's helping me out. I brought a chair in for him, and he's going to hang out here with us during this Weedin Unleashed broadcast. Today is February 2nd, 2015. Welcome to all of you who are either here live or watching me at a later time. That's fine. As I said, Captain Jack is now joining us, and he may be making regular visits here because I think he likes his chair. So anyway, I am here kind of licking my wounds along with all of the other 12s here in the greater Puget Sound area and actually the Pacific Northwest, as we lost a tough Super Bowl yesterday, but our game still goes on, and so here I am hoping to help you out a little bit today on our conversation about chasing cars. Before I do that, just a quick note, you will find me here every Monday, or just about every Monday, unless I'm traveling, at noon Pacific time. The topic of the conversation is going to most generally be regarding what I wrote about. And what I wrote about this week is about chasing cars and my extra points. If you're not getting extra points on Monday morning, you can email me at dan@danweedin.com with your email address, and I'll get you on. Or you can go to my website at danweedin.com, danweedin.com, and subscribe from there. I had several of my readers wonder why I didn't post anything about the Super Bowl, which certainly has lots of lessons, business lessons that came out of it. That's because I know myself well, and there was no way, win or lose, I was going to be able to write an extra points edition after the game. And so that went out very early and was scheduled to go out. But I will actually keep in mind, I have a blog, and I'll probably get to writing my epilogue on the Seahawks and what it means for you and your business and your career. You can follow me at Weedin360.com. That is my blog, Weedin360.com. So Captain Jack is getting bored with all of this pregame stuff, so let's get into the meat of the matter. And today we're talking about chasing cars. Now you see Captain Jack back here, but you don't see his friend, the diva, Bella. Bella is my other dog. She is also a Jack Russell, but as the nickname of being a diva implies, that's what she thinks she is. Excuse me, except when we go out for a walk. I don't know, excuse me, live broadcast got a little tickle in my throat. I don't know if it's because Bella at one time saw a dog in a car and thinks that all cars have dogs, but for some reason she likes to bark and chase after cars. Makes walking really difficult. We're working on her altering that behavior, but it makes me think a little bit. You know, Bella's on a leash. She knows she's on a leash, yet she still goes hard barking and chasing after cars. Well, look, even if she didn't have a leash, there's no way she's going to catch a car. It's similar to when she and Jack have chased after squirrels and the squirrel goes up a tree. They're not catching the squirrel. And so try as she might, bark as she might, give the effort and energy, expensive energy as she might, she's not going to catch that car. And had she not been on a leash, she might actually get injured or killed or some bad thing happens. My question this morning to you, to all of you, is what cars are you chasing? Whether it's today or during your week or during your months or during your years or during your career, I think that many of us chase cars. One of the examples immediately comes to mind for any of you who are in the business of being a professional service provider in some way or are in sales is how many times have you chased after cars that you were never going to catch? How many prospects did you ever have that you knew in the back of your mind, actually you knew in your heart, was never going to do business with you, yet you kept on trying to build a relationship that was really going nowhere. I know that I can put up my hand and say that happened a lot, and even in my consultant career, happens more than I'd like to admit. I've worked hard at trying to amend that. I had a client, coaching client, ask me, "Well, shouldn't you continue to try to build that relationship? Isn't this a process?" Yeah, to a degree. But there are prospects out there that for whatever reason, is never going to do business with you. Maybe actually even using you. I work with a lot of insurance people, maybe using you to keep their current provider honest, as they say, or has given every indication by lack of returning calls, lack of returning messages, and really lack of interest that they're not interested in what the value you have. So don't exert any extra energy, don't exert any extra time. Drop them from your regular routine of marketing. That's what you should do. There are other situations I brought up in my extra points as well. A lot of times people wait for that perfect time to start something, to do something, to create something, to become something. That perfect time is really that car. And what we do is we end up chasing that car to a point that it really becomes dysfunctional. We're never going to find that perfect spot. We're never going to get to that. We're never going to catch that perfect time where the confluence of the galaxy and the orbits come together, and it couldn't be better. It just doesn't happen. And so we're chasing that car, and in so doing, missing opportunities that we might have to improve ourselves, to try something new, to create an experience, to move on and build our website, whatever the case might be, to get coaching. I know I've talked to many people over the years who say, "Oh, I believe in coaching, I believe in mentoring, but I got to wait for the right time. I'm just not ready yet." Maybe they say, "Well, I don't have the investment to do it." Or maybe when I'm just about ready to launch something, that's when I'm going to need it. The reality is we all need coaching and mentoring at any time. And we're putting it off and chasing cars for the perfect time. The other example I gave in my mailing today, in my article, was that sometimes the cars we're chasing are what we think we want for our career because somebody else has told us or given us the impression that's what it is. I use the example of climbing the corporate ladder to get that corporate, or not the corporate, but the corner office with the view. And that's what we're all searching for, or many in the corporate world are searching to try to advance, when in reality, they may not even be really happy at what they're doing. Somebody told them along the way that this is how you do it, this is how you gain success, and that you need to keep going down this path. I've actually talked to clients who are in that situation, so I know it still exists. And my dad really only had 2 jobs in his life. He worked really, for all intents and purposes, about 48, almost 50 years. He was in the Navy for 30 years in his adult life. I mean, he worked as a kid as well as in a newspaper delivery, but as an adult, he was in the Navy for 30 years. And after that, he worked for the school district for another 18 years. So only 2 jobs he had, because what he had learned was, and what was taught to him in a sense, was you find a job and you stay there forever. But that's not so true anymore. And what that does is it curtails us from going out and trying to do something that maybe we want to do. Maybe some of you would love to be entrepreneurs yourself. You can start consulting, you can start speaking, you can do whatever your passion is on your own. Or maybe you're looking at a different place to work, or a different situation, or maybe even just within the business that you're in, a different career path. That's what one of my clients has looked at. So it doesn't even mean leaving where you are. It just might mean doing something different. So instead of doing that, we chase the cars that we think we're supposed to chase. Anyway, bottom line, if we like Bella, spend our time chasing cars and expending great energy, great time and effort, and we bark a lot, but nothing ever happens, then before we know it, we can end up having wasted a lot of valuable and precious time on something that was never going to happen. Captain Jack knows, he still chases after squirrels. He's not doing much chasing right now, as you can see. But, that's one area that I think we can all improve on. And really being in the moment and being honest and candid about ourselves, about the type of business we're doing, the type of things we want to do both professionally and personally, and making sure we're chasing things that can be caught. Oh, one final footnote, and I made this comment in my article. I'm not saying that we shouldn't dream big or think big or be bold. To the contrary, I think you should think big. I think chasing cars sometimes limits our thinking big, limits our ability to be big and to be in the moment and to try new things. So I encourage you, I implore you to spend part of your time strategizing and being thoughtful about being a bigger thinker and forgetting those cars you can't catch and go and finding the big ones that are your reality and help you get to those big dreams. Excuse me. So I've waxed poetic here about 11 or 12 minutes. I see we have some viewers on the line. I'm hoping, I've had problems with this in the past. I'm not sure why, because I see the question and answer box here. I'm hoping that that's showing up for everybody. In fact, I can't see that I can even write my own question or answer on there. I don't know why. But I thought I could. What I would love is if you are online, if you're one of the folks online, you have a question, you have a comment on anything that I've said, now's the time that we can interact. Go to the question bar and ask a question, make a comment. I'd like to see if it's still working. I don't know why it doesn't seem to be lately, but I'm hoping it's still working. So regardless, this is your opportunity to do that. While I put that out to everybody, just a couple quick notes as a reminder. This is a free resource for you. I hope that this is of value to you, meant to be a kind of a quick hitter for a start of the week, to give you another way to kind of have an opportunity to interact with me, get some of my thoughts. And so I hope that you will come in live. I love when people are watching later, but I hope that you'll try to make it a practice of coming on live here with me at noon Pacific every Monday. And we'll start having conversations about these important topics, concepts, and best practices that I believe will help you in your business. So I know, like I said, it looks like we have some viewers. My concern is that this issue with the question and answer is not resolving itself. So I'm going to have to try to figure out what's going on with that. And my apologies. So I'll say this: if you're out there and you have a question, you have a comment, you want to get my thoughts on anything regarding what this broadcast was about, email me at dan@danweedin. If you had tried to post something here and it didn't go through or didn't show up, let me know, because I've got to figure this out. It used to work, and now it doesn't seem that it is. And the whole point is that we can have a dialogue. So my apologies if that's not working. So final thoughts for today. You've seen dogs. You've seen them chasing cars. Bella is great at wanting to do that. They're not going to catch them. They're not going to catch the squirrel. In fact, with the car, it might actually hurt them. And one of my points on the end of this is, by chasing your own cars, it could actually hurt your business, hurt your career, and you'd hate to have it be a killer of that. So don't chase cars that you can't catch. Chase the cars, the big cars that you can catch. Dream big, be bold, be true to yourself, and be candid with yourself about what it is you're trying to accomplish, both in your personal life and in your professional life. So avoid chasing cars you can't catch. Focus in, using your strengths. Focus in on the cars that are interesting and big and bold and exciting and that you have a passion for. Chase those cars because those you can catch. So with that, I don't think I have any questions. And again, it might be a technology issue I'm going to have to try to figure out. But I want to thank you. Thank you for joining me here today. Again, you can reach me at dan@danweedin.com. My website is danweedin.com. You can follow me on Twitter at @danweedin. You can also find me on LinkedIn and Facebook and all of those places. My blog is weedin360.com. You can subscribe to that for free. And if you have any questions about coaching or mentoring and how that might help you to catch some of what you are trying to catch and help your business and help your career, call me up, email me. My phone number is 360-271-1592. Email me, dan@danweedin.com. I'd love to talk about how I can help you in your business. So until next week, Groundhog's Day today. I understand that Phil saw his shadow. That means 6 more weeks of winter. He went running and scurrying inside. Don't you go running and scurrying inside. Get out there. Have a great life. Have a great career. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. Ciao.